and yeah, and I think we have the possibility to win against T1 or every. I think we have the same possibility to win against T1 and to lose against every other team.
Okay.
I think it's every game is 50-50, I think, for us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to an LJL officially unofficial interview with the one and only DFM coach Kazu. Hello, Kazu. Welcome to our first ever interview. Hello.
Hello, hello, my Swan. Yeah, I'm nice to
Oh,
meet you.
such words coming from the coach himself. Oh, it's great to meet you, sir. I mean, let's just jump straight into it. I've got a lot of questions for you, as you are um one of the
Mhm.
longest term kind of presences within the LJL. You've been playing for, well, playing and now coaching all kinds of different ways. How does it feel to be a coach with such tenureship within the LJL, first and foremost?
Um, first, before doing the interview, I just want to say one thing. I'm very happy to get interviewed today with
Thank you.
you because I always check the podcast first. And the second thing, I'm sorry for my English because it's not my first language, so maybe my English will be bad sometimes. Oh, yeah, and that's it actually. And about about being coach
Mm,
actually in LGL of uh, I don't know, I don't know. It was my dream from being a coach. It was my dream since 18 years old, maybe
wow.
18 or 20 years old when I was in EU actually.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, and it was in season one, season two, maybe season two or season three, maybe when the first Europe teams begins having a coach
Mm,
actually. Yeah, and because they get destroyed by Koreans, I think.
yeah.
And my dream was to be coach, and the opportunity was to go in Japan to play as a pro players and then being a coach. So I just take it, and now I'm coach for DFM. So I'm happy. Yeah.
So I mean, DFM is the most winningest team in League of Legends history, winning more titles than any other team with 13 wins now. With this last win, that's three more than what T1 have at the moment. How does it feel to be a part of that history?
Uh, I don't know. I think it. I don't know. Actually, I think it's just because we have the best Japanese players in the region actually with AB and Yutapon
Mm,
actually, and that was from the season one of the LGL I think with Seros, Yutapon, and yeah, I think we always have the best Japanese and we have always the best Koreans coming into the LGL. So yeah, I think it's just normal to win everything. I think in national league. Yeah.
love it, mate. Love it. So this time last year, you were actually the
Mhm.
starting support player and you had switched
Yeah.
your hats. You even went to MSI as a player. Um, how did that feel for you as you had kind of, in a sense, hung up the support boots and become Coach Kazu, but coming back in and still playing up to the highest level of professional play?
Uh, I don't care about playing or coaching actually. Yeah, I prefer coaching for sure, but from when I came to DFM for the first time in maybe I don't know season the second season of SGL, I think it was 20 2015 maybe 2015 or 2016 I
Hmm.
think. I always wanted to be the coach for DFM, but I they just preferred me to play as
Support,
a
yeah.
support. So that's why I play support for DFM for like maybe 2 years maybe, and And for this time, I think for the last time the MSI I played, I think it was the same. I think we needed a Japanese support,
Yep.
but who wants to play in this team with so much pressure and for just one season,
Mm.
it's not one season, it's just one split. So there is we tried to play we try out Fujimoto, who is
Okay.
Burning Core support
Yep.
actually for some times, but I we feel and I personally feel it was so much pressure actually to play in this team.
Yep.
So and me as a just as a person, maybe I don't feel so much pressure in general. So I don't have pressure in anything. So I just played normally. It's like maybe three champions is okay for because I know how to draft in LJL and how to draft in general.
Yeah.
As a coach, I knew I just needed maybe four champions for the splits, and I just use Alistarel and
Yeah.
Gragas. I think maybe it's
They were
one
your
set.
only three real picks, but you had
Yeah,
multiple 3 to 4 man relults, which just kind of won multiple
yeah,
games off the back of those, which was.
yeah. But actually, yeah, I just needed to practice these champions. I don't need to practice like Gang or Harp, like the 10 or 12 champions. Just four champions is okay in general.
I mean,
So it was easy
yeah.
for me,
I
I think.
mean, let's actually start talking about this season. Obviously, huge changes happened with DFM. Actually, I would argue the biggest changes in DFM's recent history happened with obviously Yaharon coming into the mid lane, replacing Arya, who had kind of stepped in for Seros, obviously the Emperor. For our international viewers, Seros was defined as the best mid laner in the LGL for most of its
Mm.
history. And obviously, Harp stepping in for Gang, who in periods, at least according to us in the unofficial broadcast, thought he was the best player sometimes in the LJL. So huge shoes to fill. How did that transition kind of go internally? If you can lift that veil a little bit.
Oh, yeah, and sorry before answering the question, I just Yutapon is playing Valorant actually, so we see his friends, and because it's an off day today, so maybe sometimes you will hear him actually, but it's
Love
okay.
it.
And and yeah, for the transition with Raharon and Hop, um, it was not easy actually because after the World Championship, we don't have enough time to try out actually
Mm,
new players or we didn't know what, for example, was doing actually. But we knew he wanted to go to the LCK, but the with every contract etc. It's take a very long time
yes.
actually. And for Gang actually uh, we don't we we didn't know if he wanted to continue to play or he needed to go to the military, etc. Because you need to go to military,
Yep.
etc. So and actually um, without that, actually we wanted a new players, actually young players, like because actually Yutapon and AB is like 25 or 26, 24, 26, I think.
Udapon's 25. I recently
And
found that out. Um,
yeah, so and when you see, for example, T1 or every LCK team playing with two or three young players and two veteran
yep.
players, I think it was very a good system actually. And actually, we needed a young player but with a good knowledge. So it was easy for us to find Yaharong and Harp, who are who are playing LCK for a long
Yep.
time. And so yeah, so we just chose them actually.
So DFM, unlike I think specifically 2020 summer, where the wheels fell off a little bit, DFM
Mhm.
hit the ground running. Week one, or really day one of the LJL 2022 spring season. You only dropped a few games throughout the whole regular season. Uh, what was the internal expectation for the team? Was it to win just every single match, or was it to just kind of take it as it comes and we don't really care about the result? We'll just play our game as it would be.
Um, for this
Yeah,
season
for the whole
actually.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, from the last year, when we play with three
Mm,
Koreans. After MSI, we get a very good scrim partner for the whole season, for the whole summer season,
okay.
and for this spring season, it was much better than last year. So we played with very high level scrims
Okay.
actually. Maybe the best level scrims we ever seen actually. And actually, so we don't care about the result of the LGR, you know. Not much like maybe fans will be surprised, but we don't care about winning streak
Mm,
or winning every single game because it's just BO1.
yeah.
and you know sometimes you just play bad and maybe enemy play just better and you lose, so we don't care much. We just wanted to go playoff with maybe second
Okay.
place at least. So maybe 5 or 6 lose was okay. But yeah, playing scrims was more important for the playoff and for international stage. So we just focus on that, and that's why maybe 2 loss it was okay. You know?
Fantastic. I mean, what would you say about? You said obviously your scrims have improved, and I won't push you too deep on that because that's the first time I'm hearing about this, so it's very exciting to hear. But we of the OJLOU have the opinion that the LJL in general has kind of seen a bit of a level up. That we are no longer just a
Mhm.
DFM or bust region. That we actually now like Sengoku, Rascal Jester, and some of the other orgs, like in the past Axis even, have started to really improve. Would you agree with this take, or do you think actually otherwise?
Um, Maybe 50-50 because I think, yeah, in general, I think every team in LGL plays with a better teams in scrims, I think.
Oh, okay.
And maybe it's because of us, or maybe it's because of every Korean coach who have a connection with Korean teams or
Hmm.
every other Asian team, I think. And because actually I'm the only Japanese coach actually in the
You are now,
LGL.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
because
no, not anymore.
I wake up.
Not anymore. Ace is now the head coach of V3 Esports, so we've got two
No,
Japanese.
no, no,
No?
no. It's Huang coach
Oh,
actually.
okay. My apologies. Thank you.
So yeah, he's a sub coach actually, I think. So yeah, because before we have two coach, but actually Aweka is going to I don't know how to say, but yeah, he's not anymore the head coach. So yeah, so maybe every other Korean coach have a very good
Hmm.
connection, but I don't know. But yeah, I think in general the level of scrims level up in Algeria in general, but uh, our scrim is just in another level, I think, from yeah, compared to other, I
Okay,
think.
Kazu. I've got to talk about playoffs a little bit with you. I mean, firstly, obviously the Juggernaut match, obviously one of the more hyped up matches of all of playoffs, and you guys 3-0 Sengoku, and it didn't feel close at moments. How did the team kind of feel about that series as a whole and kind of the impression of Sengoku afterwards?
Mm,
If you can
uh,
remember.
I think we played. We played it 3 times against every team during the regular season. So I think we do 3-0 Sengoku
Mm,
before the playoff. So we don't have any pressure to play against them in playoff. And yeah, we just play normally with Hekarim, and because he was a god tier in the patch, and yeah, some team fight comps, I think,
mm.
and it was okay. I think there was no very difficulty to win. I think it was the same. If it was our last card jester, I think it was the same result. Maybe I think
Okay. Well,
in the day we played the first BO5. I
okay.
think.
Okay. Okay. So, I've got to ask about the finals now because obviously
Mhm.
Sengoku woke up a fair amount. I mean, who were you expecting to really be in the finals against DFM?
Well, I think it was Sengoku for sure for
Really?
us. Uh, yeah, because when we see, yeah, I think it was 50-50 from Raskar Jester and Sengoku, but when we see Burning Core play very well against Raskar Jester, I
Yeah.
think we saw the weakness actually from the team,
Hmm.
and Raskar Jester have to play like 4 or 5 BO5 during the playoff. So we and I think Sengoku had so much information about the draft, so we could. I think Sengoku just outdraft them actually, and it's not because of coach difference. I think it's just because of so much information they give us, and it's just normal. I
I
think,
would completely
and
agree.
and that and that's why you have to be second or first in the regular season just for hide your draft. I think
Well,
actually.
we've only ever seen a team from the Juggernaut match actually win the LJL since we've changed over to this new playoff system. So I think you're onto something, Kazu. It's crazy. It's like you're a coach or something. Um, let's
Yeah.
just talk about finals because obviously DFM somewhat kept to the guns and kept playing a Twisted Fate Nocturne or kind of roaming mid with a diving jungler, I think would be fair to
Mhm.
say. Throughout most of the playoff versus Sengoku Gaming, and were pushed for the full 5 games. What was it like in the DFM camp with Sengoku pulling out some wins and actually looking good in the series?
So yeah, we didn't expect um, them to be that good actually, physically or macro wise.
Okay.
I think, but yeah, they play very well, and actually I don't know. It's not because of them actually. It's just because of us. I think we played very well in scrims.
Mm.
The TF Nocturne. Uh, we s- we think yeah, we think it was the answer of winning on how to win against Sengoku and Raskar Jester, playing macro, playing 1-3-1, playing side lane actually.
Oh.
Because they like to they don't it's just I think it's just because of the top side difference between AV and Paz, and I know actually they don't like to fight AV actually because yeah, it's just impossible for them maybe, and they had yeah, for Sengoku they had a weakness between top and
Mm.
jungle communication, or yeah, maybe they just hate to play against AV Steel because and they just play mid bottom. So we just played. Yeah, we think it was the 1-3-1 the answer for winning against them.
Mm.
We just tried against the best team in Asia actually, playing TF Nocturne, and we got a good win rate against them. So yeah, but actually with the final pressure, the pressure of playing the final, playing tournament, I think maybe TF Nocturne was not the best answer, maybe.
But
But
you've hidden your strategies for
but
MSI, right? So it's fine. No one has taken this.
no, but actually, it's not the important thing. That everything I talked is it's just the past, you know, and we always prepare everything for the competition
Mm.
differently. So yeah, and it was not the actually TF Nocturne was not the only one solution to win against them. So playing again, yeah. When I play BO5, it's always I just think about winning 3 times. You know, I don't care about winning 3 times in a row. I just want to win 3 times. And playing 5 times TF Nocturne, I know we will win 3 times.
It's
So
just a numbers game
we
more
just
than anything else at that point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 3-2, but maybe it was 3-1.
In
But
another
yeah,
word, it's 3-0.
or maybe
Yeah.
3-0. Yeah.
Okay. I,
So
I wanna
yeah, I don't
I
care
want to
about that.
ask about the players that retained. We've already talked about Yaharonga Harp a little bit, but I've got to ask you about Ebby still and Yutapon. Um, they've improved, in my eyes, since their Worlds run last year, which kind of felt like these
Mhm.
players were peaking in a sense. It seems like they've broken through the glass ceiling. Um, Obviously, you've alluded that scrims have improved for DFM and the LJL in whole to a sense as well. Um, is there anything else that's helped these players find a new level of play? Because they've been playing for so long, some of these players, and I mean, Steel's counted in the community as just another Japanese player at this point. It's crazy to think
Mhm.
they've improved this much. Where do you think that kind of leads us moving forward?
Well, actually, it's just because of Yaharon and Hop coming in the team,
Mm,
actually, because they give us so much energy and so much motivation and actually so much knowledge about the game
mm,
too. Like Harp is just godlike in laning phase, and he just I think it's maybe similar to maybe J in NA, maybe, you know, using his AD carry, like he always communicate, you know, when you see his stream,
mm.
I think he always communicate what to do to his ADC, and I think it's similar with Harp and Yutapon. So actually, Yutapon just improving laning phase and and AV and still the same actually. I think Yaharon have know how to adapt as a team as a mid laner to the as a um yeah, he managed very well the game, so AVN still just can play more aggressive, you
For
know.
sure.
And because maybe last year with Arya, maybe still an AB have to adapt to Arya, but actually now Yaharon can adapt to AVN still, so maybe it's similar. I think it's similar to the 2018 maybe AB still. I
Okay.
think now the first time I came to
Yeah.
DFM and I wanted the AB play Camille and still play Nocturne, and every time they dive top, you know.
Yep.
And maybe yeah, so the two new player just come here to and they learn us a very good macro, actually very aggressive macro. So maybe that's why we have like 3,000 gold lead in 15 minutes, maybe or something like
The
that.
DFM stats across the regular season and frankly in playoffs were pretty disgusting.
Yes.
World defining even at points in time when DFM were on a streak. I know you're not worried about the streak, but when you were on a winning streak, you had some world defining stats, which is crazy. Kazu, I've got to ask the big
Mhm,
question that a lot of people are gonna have. MSI draw has now happened. You will be
mhm,
rematching against T1 again. So Faker now with Yaharong, obviously not Aria. So that's going to be an exciting one. Obviously, now we know we're going to be playing again. That DFM are going to be playing against the VCS seed. I believe it's going to be the Sangam Buffaloes, and we've got the LLA
mhm.
representative. Um, what's your expectations for the group?
Um, yeah, I think yeah the objective for GFM is for sure to win everything. So every match, I think. And I think it will not the easy as expected,
Okay.
maybe, for the groups, because maybe a lot of people thinks it's we have the best pool 2 and pool 3 teams possible. Maybe just T1, maybe the best team in the world actually, but
Maybe.
actually it's not that easy because we didn't know how the Vietnam team plays in the offline
Mm.
actually. We scrim sometimes against GAM, for
Okay.
example, but they just play with 80 or 100 ping, so it's very difficult for them to win team fight, just because of the ping sometimes. And but they play very well against us, so actually we don't know if Saigon Buffalo is very good or yeah. But when I see actually during the interview, Saigon Buffalo with Gamma in the final.
Yeah.
Actually, they play very well both sides. So yeah, we have to see what will happen actually. And yeah, and I think we have the possibility to win against T1 or every. I think we have the same possibility to win against T1 and to lose against every other team.
Okay.
I think it's every game is 50-50. I think for us.
I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. If we got a 50% chance against T1, that feels like great odds for us. That's fantastic odds even. Um okay, Kazu.
But actually, it's just a mental game. Actually, we have this mental to play every game 50-50. Like we don't we don't think they're so good. We when I say to my players to respect them, it's not about seeing they are god. But don't think they're so bad, but don't think they're so good. So just think they are just players like you.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's why we have this mentality. Every game is 50-50 actually, and it will be the same for MSI, I think.
Heard it here first, folks. Kazu, we've reached the end. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview. Have you got anything you want to say to your fans out there or supporters of DFM as a whole?
Um, but I think first, maybe after last year Worlds, I get a lot of message, or maybe a lot of new people coming to support us in my stream, for example, in English or in Spain or everything in French,
Yeah.
for example. And maybe a lot of people support us around the world, and I'm very happy about that. And we will do the best things possible for MSI to reach, yeah, the Rumble stage, I think. And yeah, and you will see what will happen. We have very good strategy for MSI actually, so
I think I can say for
be
everybody.
ready for
I think I
that.
can say for everybody,
Yeah, beer.
we're excited to see what you bring out, Kazu. And thank you, everybody,
Yeah.
for listening and or watching this interview. You can catch more of our coverage over at the LJL OU YouTube channel.